Hello! Hello YouTube, hello Twitch, hello! Back for another Bloons stream. Last week we had a bit of a detour, kind of. We had some chatters suggesting we do a certain map on a certain difficulty. We did Cubism, I believe it was. That was pretty fun. And then we got some quests done, we finished the rest of Skates. That was about it. So let's move on, let's get to Lotus Island. Get that done. And maybe if we can get through everything in one attempt, we can move on to the next map, but we all know how that goes at this point. So let's go ahead. I don't want to use Ben for half cash. Probably going to want to pick an actual good hero that we can use. And since we are on Lotus Island, I actually think Admiral Brickle would be great. To put her in that little horseshoe lake right there. Whatever you call that. So as always, I mean, we always got to start with the classics here. I'm gonna go ahead and put the tack shooter there, even though it doesn't quite reach yet. Once we upgrade it, I know it will, but I'm gonna wait on that. There we go, that should cover it now. Or at least part of it. Yeah, that's okay. We're always gonna leak some balloons in half cash, but that's alright. So honestly, we should be able to play this pretty straightforward here. I don't see any reason why this strategy wouldn't work on this map. Eventually, we're going to find a map where it fails. I know that, but for now, good to go. Alright, I still gotta get this thing upgraded a little bit more, because it is missing a lot of the balloons, but doing alright. Doing alright. Happy late Valentine's Day to everybody. Of course, I didn't do anything, I just stayed inside and streamed. And we got President's Week coming up, for Americans at least. Very happy about that. I get to take a day off tomorrow. Alright, this is feeling a little bit better than it was earlier. We're gonna wait a while till we can afford Brickle. But we're doing alright. Speak of the devil. I guess we're about to start leaking a bunch right now, huh? Yeah, we could start using those flowers maybe a little bit more, but until we get Brickle, we're not going to be able to do too much here. Alright, awesome. So we are about to die, kind of. Now we can afford some time here. So we can still say the strategy is viable. Maybe it's not the most ideal, because we've been leaking a lot, but it still works. Oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe if we just upgrade this guy sooner. Instead of the Dart Monkey. I would like the Dart Monkey to cover both sides of the track as well. I don't think that's going to be a possibility here, though. Well, let's try it again. I'm going to choose to upgrade this thing sooner rather than later. And invest in hot shots maybe before Brickle. Okay, it's somehow missing all those greens. I don't know how that's even possible. I would get the bottom path because that allows for a, greater spread of nails, but I mean, can't go to bottom path if we do top path, you know? And we need the range upgrades in the first place to be able to pop Bloons. Alright. So attack shooter's good to go, I think. Let's get this guy up to tier 2. And then let's choose either between hot shots or the crossbow before we buy Brickle. I guess Brickle's not quite strong enough to carry those few rounds in between that time. It's probably gonna be hot shots if I had to say. Probably because, I mean, we can't pop leads with the crossbow, so probably just gonna be hot shots here. If I can even get past this. Looks like I might not even get past this. I could get triple shot. We haven't actually had triple shot in a long time. I just tend not to get it because it falls off sooner rather than later. I haven't really gone for it in a while though, so maybe I should try that. Okay, so yeah, maybe let's switch it up a little bit. Maybe let's just put the dart monkey right there, and then put the tack shooter like here. Maybe that'll do something. Okay, yeah, this is feeling nicer. Tack shooter's definitely popping a lot more balloons. So a lot of those leaks we had last time are kind of just eliminated. Looks like we can just buy Brickle straight off the bat. Alright, there we go. So let's put you on last, so we can set up for the crossbow. I always like putting crossbow on last for some reason. Not exactly sure why, but it works. So let's keep Brickle there. Now, usually, these runs are not usually too complicated. We can usually just put a crossbow and a ring of fire out. And that, plus a hero, usually does most of the work for us. Let me think about something else if we were to put something else down. I would want a little bit extra income, but farms usually tend to not pay for themselves in this mode. So I usually have to go for something like an alchemist or a buccaneer. Buccaneer could be cool. Honestly, both of them could be cool. Buccaneer's going to generate money every round, and if I put you right next to the dart monkey, I mean, that's a buff and extra money right there, so that would be pretty good if we did that. Alright, Brickle's about to get her camo detection, so that'll be covered. The Mob, I'm pretty sure we don't need to worry about it. Maybe we should upgrade the Star Monkey once more, but pretty sure we don't have to worry about a Mob. And then we'll just take our time, upgrade the Alchemist so we can get a little bit more income for the rest of the game. Okay, awesome. That should afford us the rest of our upgrades, whatever we need to buy. I'm still not entirely sure how much more money we get from each of those. I would assume it's $2 a pop rather than $1. I think we talked about this before, actually. I still never got confirmation on it. I would guess it's, you know, $2 per pop instead of $1. So half cash, obviously, you know, $1 per pop instead of half a dollar. Awesome. Got a few thousand to spare. At this point, I did talk about a Buccaneer. I guess we might as well go ahead and buy it, right? Get one of the merchantmen, and then maybe like an airship, put it over here. And we'll have this guy pay for it, basically. Alright, there we go. Now that's going to take a while to pay for itself, but at least we'll be earning a lot more income in the meantime. By you, not be too worried about it. Honestly, that might be the rest of the half-cash game. Pretty sure we could survive 20 rounds with this build. Awesome. Yeah, if we can get through round 63, no problem. If we can get through the rest of the game. Oh. Ooh, that one was actually pretty close there. Almost bit my words. Or ate my words. Kind of curious to see how much this guy's made so far. I would guess paying off the entire tower up to tier 4 would be about roughly 10,000. So it's about halfway there. Not going to pay off that full 10,000 by the end of the game, but it'll get pretty close. Good to know. Maybe if we want to set one of these up later in half cash, we got to do that at the beginning of the game. Early as possible. And we still never know how much this guy makes. I wonder if it's like too hard to track that precisely, or if it's not counted in the same kind of programmer language as the bananas from this are. I don't know, maybe they're just in the game as a different kind of thing, even though it's money. Okay, so about 6,000, 6,500 maybe. Not too bad. Essentially got more than a 50% discount on that thing. At the end of the day. Oh, what the heck? What just happened? We lost because of a bunch of camos. Okay. Maybe let me sell you. I'll just buy you. Do it. Hate to spend 400 bucks, but I hate to waste half an hour, even more. Literally looked away for maybe 5 seconds. Well, that's something we gotta watch out for then. 78 can be a real problem, apparently. It's been a problem before, it's not even the first time that's happened to me. I suppose we'll just have to look out for it later. Okay. Kind of ironic, we only made back half of our cash after continuing. Keep going. Let's try to not do that again. Let's try to be a bit more careful about each of the rounds as they go through. You know what though, I'm feeling like this ABR round we can start the same way as that last game. We'll keep you there. We could probably either replace you with an alchemist or do the same thing, just put an alchemist behind you. We can use a druid this time, because we can actually afford it. We can put a bunch of farms around it. Or maybe, I mean, I want to move away from the money stuff. I know I try to get a lot of money every game, but I mean, when we're in hard games, especially ABR, I mean, you kind of need the money. Stuff ramps up real quick. You know what though, I'm thinking, if we are going to go for money, I'm thinking a triple sniper build could be fun. Just let these guys go wild. We'll let Brickle and the Dart Monkey take care of most of the camos for us. Alright, so let's save up for that the supply drop. Almost forgot the name for a second. We'll save up for the supply drop. We're gonna keep an eye on the camos because I'm not too sure when the camos come out on this game. Obviously, we gotta wait till Brickle gets to level 7. I think it is. We gotta get you upgraded. We're gonna have the sniper to support at least a little bit. Alright, so how much do we need for this supply drop here? Brickle's right there, so we're good on that.